This is a quick video on how I installed the ENGL Hardtailer on my Strandberg. First thing you should do is cut out a little circle from that little felt bag and glue it on the top right like that to prevent any sort of buzzing later on. Add a little tape to the drill bit so you don't drill too deep. Remove the tremolo arm and then tune it up perfectly. Use something to rest the guitar on upside down so it doesn't touch the strings. Place the hardtailer at the back in the center, make sure the head is slightly touching the block, and use a pencil to mark out the front two holes. I used my calipers to ensure that the holes are exactly the same distance away from the block. Then I just used a knife to make the initial holes, double check, and then drill. I screwed the first one in and then just double check that that hole was still correct. I then nearly fully tightened the first two screws and then proceeded to remove the spring. I decided to just drill straight with the ENGL Hardtailer attached. At this point I masked up the whole area, but in retrospect I should have done that from the start, so I recommend doing that. And then just repeat on the other side. Just make sure not to over tighten, and always check that the lock can easily slide on and off. And then finally tune back up. I have already adjusted this on my guitar, so when it's engaged, now I have a perfect drop D, but most likely for you it's these strings are going to be slightly out. So what you're going to do is continue to tune the drop D, and then for all the other strings you're going to have to make slight adjustments to the screw. So if all the other strings are flat, you're going to want to loosen this string so these springs pull the tension this way and therefore balance out, add the tension to the strings and therefore basically bring it up to tune. Or if it's obviously too sharp, if all the other strings are too sharp, you're going to want to do the opposite. And then basically it's all about just fine-tuning that, then checking the low E string again, double check that it's still D, and then check all the other strings. And that's it really. Point is not to tune all these other 5 strings with the tuning pegs. Only tune the E string, and then keep doing that, and then keep adjusting this until you find a perfect balance. And once you find the perfect balance, you're good to go. Basically all you have to do is then basically I can turn this back off, and tune the E string back to E, and the guitar should be perfectly in tune. That's it, simple as that.